Okay, so I'm going to pour this in the bigger one so that we can add our additives to it. So like I said earlier, don't make it too light because there are bubbles in it. So by the time the bubbles come out, or even when you add your additives, it will become a bit lighter. Alright, and one thing too is when you make it into the gel or the paste form directly, you get more, like it's more profitable than when you make it into the bar form. So this is still warm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bit of a shea butter so it will melt inside. So this is half tablespoon. I'm going to give you the measurement of the recipe I'm talking about in grams. Alright, so I'm just using this to demonstrate how you can add your additives to it. So this is shea butter. Because it's warm, it will melt in it. Have you seen it? Because it's warm, the shea butter has melted. Okay, so we'll let this cool down, then we can add all our additives. Okay, so the gel is cold now, and I'm going to be adding additives. So I'll just use this one as a sample. You can use the same additives for the paste soap, and also I'll send a recipe like I said and add other ones that I don't have here. So the very most important ingredient in black soap is honey. Honey is a humectant, and it has very good benefits for the skin. So always make sure that you have a lot of honey in your soap. For those that like formally that you buy the hard one before you melt, the best way to melt it is using honey. So I'm just going to pour half. You can actually add more, but I'm just adding half tablespoon to this one. For the black soap, the more honey, the more good it is. If you don't, you can use the two actually. You can use honey and use vegetable glycerin. Alright, they are all humectants and they have very good benefits for the skin. So I'm just adding a half tablespoon of the vegetable glycerin. This one is good when you are making it for the kids. If it's for yourself, adults, you can use this one. They call it whitening glycerin, but it doesn't really whiten. It just has some vegetables in it, like carrot. It's carrot based, and it has fruit acid. That's why they call it whitening, but it doesn't really whiten. So you can use it if you're using it for adults. Then neem oil. Neem oil, this from the Hemani, is very good. It has a very strong smell, but it really helps with skin infections like eczema, ringworm, acne, both body and face acne. So this, I'm adding 1 tablespoon. So you can add rice powder to your black soap. It is very good because rice powder actually produces lactic acid in your black soap. So it's very good. We'll add just half. This is just normal rice that I blended, the regular rice we eat, the local one. It's very good. Make sure you grind it for it to be very smooth. Then if you are not using rice powder, you can use milk, any form of milk, goat milk, coconut milk, cow milk in place of the rice powder. It also helps with the lactic acid in the black soup. Then we have our almighty camwood. Camwood powder is very good, very good for black soap. It helps to clear off oily skin. It helps clear off the acne on the body, the face, and other skin infections. This one, you don't use it too much because it will dry out the skin. Then I have my neem powder. This one, mine, I actually mixed it with, this is neem, bitter leaf and scent leaf that I have mixed together. So I'll be using just one. That is half tablespoon. You don't use too much of the powders like this one, the neem, because so some people don't like it when they bath and they have all those powders, the pieces of these leaves on their body. So you don't add too much. That was why I added more of the neem oil. So with this one, if you want to use it for it to be more effective, then you add it to the palm kernel oil. That is, you infuse it into the palm kernel oil before you use it in making the soup. Then I'm going to add turmeric powder. Now, with the lightening powders, that is the kojic acid, the licorice, and the rest. The best one for your soap is the kojic dipalmitate. It's different from the normal kojic acid because that one is more stable in soap. And since this is in a gel form, so that your soap doesn't oxidize. But kojic dipalmitate dissolves at a very high temperature in oil. So you can actually add the kojic dip while your soap is still on fire. That is, after adding the water for it to become gel, at that high temperature you can still add the kojic dipalmitate so that it can dissolve well in the soup. And one other powder that is very important, you shouldn't miss, I don't have it, sandalwood powder. Sandalwood powder is very good. It helps with fading of scars on the skin when you use it for a while. So that is also another important powder. And then the sulfur powder. So this one too, I just buy it from the open market. This is how it looks like. The Muslim women who sell all those small spices and other things, they sell it, and they can give you this whole one. They gave me this for 5 cedis with a smaller one that I grinded into this. So if you buy from the organic sellers, it's much expensive and they already grind it. Some of them mix it up. So try and get this one from the Muslim women in the market. You are sure that this is the original sulfur. But one thing about the sulfur powder is that it makes your soup smell. Yeah, so you add just a little, or you only add when you are going to use it for yourself and your family, because it is very good. It will clear off eczema from your body in no time. Eczema, ringworm, it will clear it off in no time. So if you are making the soup for sale, you might not want to add it because it gives a bad smell, or you add just a little. But if you are making for your family and yourself, you can add more because it's very good. It's very good for the skin. And then the other powders like the sandalwood and the other one, make sure you are buying from a trusted organic seller. Some of them, they just mix something else and sell to you as those powders. Yes, so that is that about the sandalwood. For the licorice, it's better you use the white one. It is more effective in the soup than the brown one. You can use the two actually. If you have extra money, you can use the two, but the white one is more effective. And then what else? Yeah, there is no need adding niacinamide to your black soap. It's just a waste of money. There is no need adding vitamin C. It's just a waste of money. I will be explaining more of this in either a voice note or a written text in the class. Alright, so that is that. Yeah, the last one. So you can add fragrance oil or essential oil. This essential oil actually is very good. Geranium, it's good for it has antifungal properties, and then it helps with this pimples and all those things, the skin infection, and it will also give your soap a very nice fragrance. Okay, so after adding all your additives, you have to let your soap sit for 2 weeks. Yes, 2 weeks. If you even leave it for more than 2 weeks, it is much better. And the reason is that all your additives are going to be well incorporated in the soap, so you get the benefits of the soap. You get it. So for those of you who make it for sale, that is why you have to prepare ahead of time. You can just choose 2-3 days or just 1 weekend and prepare in a very large quantity. You add your additive to it, and then you let the soup you keep it for all the ingredients to just incorporate very well into it. And you see that when you use the soup, you get the results. Alright, and with this one, this is just the gel, but if it becomes too thick, you can just add rose water to it. If you don't want to add rose water, you can just heat normal water, let it boil, then you add it to it. The pH of black soap is really high, so without preservative, it will not spoil. There is no need to add preservative. Your black soap will only spoil if you add a whole lot of things to it. Oils, too much oil, and too much serums to it, and the pH drops below 10, then your black soap can actually get spoiled and start smelling. It can become watery and all that. But if you do it well, you don't add too many things, it will not spoil. So that will be all for the black soap gel. The paste is also just like this, but it's a bit thicker than this. As you keep it for that 1 week, 2 weeks, you see that it's becoming more thicker. And it's the same ingredients for the paste as well. So I'll send the recipes as I promised, and then we'll discuss more about the effective ingredients.